Hello. Well, since I just happened to be working on a new music track today, and I just started this morning, I thought it made sense to make a video about how I go about doing that. How do I get started on a brand new track? And I'm sorry about the lighting; it keeps going in and out, and I guess that's because of where I am, and I don't know much about video production, but I do know a little bit about songwriting and song production. Not a lot, but just enough to get by. Definitely enough to make a demo. And so I'm just going to describe for you how I'm doing that. Now, this is a song that I wrote more than a year ago, but it's just been sitting and waiting because I wrote a bunch of songs a year ago, and I still have several that I have not done much with. I just have some very rough recordings that I made a year ago to help me remember now what this song's supposed to sound like and how to play it. But the first thing I gotta do is make a rhythm track so that when I play my guitars and sing, you know, I have a rhythm to back me up, and it has some structure. So to do that, I use a program that I've been using since 2002. It's always been free, and it's always worked well for me, and it's called ModPlug Tracker. ModPlug Tracker, also called MP Tracker. It was originally invented for video game music, but I mean, all it is a way to put sounds together rhythmically. That's it. Kind of like a synthesizer without keys. So what I do is I have some sounds that I've collected. I have a lot of mostly drum sounds that I got from YouTube. So there are lots of free drum loops. I don't like to use other people's drum loops as they are, so I deconstruct them into some of their individual sounds. So I have files here. I have, for example, a kick drum. Let's see if you can hear this. That's not a good example. There's a snare. Can you hear that? So that's what I took it from a drum loop and I just cut it out. And now I use that snare for different songs. And no one will ever know who played that snare drum. I don't know, nobody knows. So, I take all my individual sounds and I have this grid. I think you can probably see it. The vertical axis is time, and going across is you just put your different instruments, and you've got 16 channels, which I don't think I've ever used all 16. Maybe way back when I was a beginner and just going crazy with this thing. But nowadays I only use up to 4 usually. So for channel 1 I put my kick drum. I'll play you just that one. And so you just figure out where it goes to get the rhythm that you want. Actually, I'm going to play my kick drum and my snare so you can hear the rhythm that I was going for, because I put them together at the same time. You get what I'm doing there? And I also am using a bass sound that I actually did play myself. I played it on my guitar and used software to drop it an octave so it sounds more like a bass. And then I put it in here to help me make the structure. Now when I go to actually record the song, I take the bass out because it sounds weird, and I replace it with new bass, which I also make the same way. But playing the bass with the computer sounds weird, so I make it much more natural by playing it back the right way. So putting the bass in here is just for structure. And oh, I put it in the wrong column. Anyway, it sounds like this. So that can loop if you want it to, and then so that is it also has different patterns. So what this grid that you're seeing here is pattern 0, which is funny because the name of the song is point 0. Anyway, the next pattern will be 1, and it will be different. So every pattern you can make a little bit different or a lot different. You can do whatever you want. Let me play for you. Let me open a recent one that I did. Oh, if I can find it. I should have prepared for this ahead of time. I keep things in weird places, which is not good. Here we go. Okay, this is the previous song that I did. It's called Bleed My Body Dry, which if you Google, you might be able to find on SoundCloud. Bleed My Body Dry. The pattern sounded like this. So that's just the bass. And then here come the drums. Now that sounds kind of weak. That's just how I start things. Let me play for you now on SoundCloud.com/Scott Salzman the finished product. This is with guitars. Hear the drums? So when the finished product, all it has left of what I'm doing here is those drums. Like I said, I take out that bass that sounds so weird, and I replace it with bass that sounds a lot better. When you have that bass and the guitars and my voice, it covers up the drum track so that you can't tell that it's a chopped up drum track that sounds weird, because it's all covered up with all these other sounds, and it all sounds a lot more natural. So that's how I get started on a track. And like I said, once I have my drum track finished, I'll just start recording bass and guitars and vocals. And I use a different program to put it together, which I can show you another time. But if you want to know, I use another free program. It's not even on my computer. It's on the web, and it's called twistedwave.com/online. I keep all my, I put all my, I do all my mixing and mastering on that website. And I'm not great at it, but it works, and it's free, and it's convenient. It goes everywhere I go. I can go to the coffee shop and mix my tracks. That's it. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. Hope this was helpful for someone. Have a great day.